to get sorted out straight away with you guys is
Yeah, no, I'm just
if you can start, if you can start recording, that'd be great. Thank you. Glenn. All right, we can see we've got, make sure you filled in the student summary for the on-site supervision unit. Brett really asked me to make sure everybody got in there and finished that. Okay, guys. So if you guys can get in there and finish this, there's a link there that'll take you straight to it. Okay. So tonight we're starting wall cladding, or we'll be covering wall cladding. Just get these all opened up for you. So wall cladding and wall cladding systems. So first of all, what is wall cladding and what's its definition? Okay. If you guys click on this link that I've opened up for you now, it'll take you to this document here. Okay. And it's a document that goes on and tells you all about wall cladding systems, materials, what kind of applications you can put them in, okay, and how to actually pick a wall cladding that you use on your place or your job. All right. So here, definition, they give a little brief introduction definition. Cladding is a non-load bearing skin or layer attached to the outside of a home to shed water and protect the building from the effects of weather. It is a key element in the aesthetic appeal of the home and directly influences both building cost and property value. Secondary roles can include sound and thermal insulation, fire resistance, and the capacity for cleaning in dusty, polluted, or vandal-prone environments. Your choice of cladding should be based on a careful assessment and prioritisation of each of these roles for each orientation of your home. By choosing cladding materials specific to an elevation or exposure, you can often achieve the best in physical performance and aesthetics. So you guys have been around long enough now, and you would have seen that designers and architects now are using they're using a mixture. They might combine different claddings. They might go for an aerated material like Hebel with a WeatherTex or HardieTex material. Okay, they'll be using a few different ones. They're not just using one. They're not limiting themselves to one. Okay. What's the BCA say about the definition of a clad? Well, they've got clad frame means timber or metal frame construction with exterior timber or sheet wall cladding that is not sensitive to minor movement and includes substructure masonry walls up to 1.5 meters high. Okay. So when you're looking at picking a cladding, or when designers are looking at building a structure and they're decided on cladding it, they'll look at what kind of materials they've got, okay? And there'll be a whole host of things that will determine what kind of material you're going to end up going for, okay? It can be money, cost, logistics, how to get it there, where the supplier is, its availability, what best suits it aesthetically, and all these other kind of factors will determine what kind of cladding you're going to go for. So when you look at their performance considerations, good little explanation here. Cladding is typically made from wood, metal, plastic, vinyl, masonry, or an increasing range of composite materials. So we've been learning a lot about composite materials. It can be attached directly to the frame or to an intermediate layer of battens or spaces to prevent condensation and allow water vapor to escape. Cladding systems include horizontal or vertical boards, sheet materials or smaller overlapping panels, such as shingles and tiles. Each system uses different methods to prevent wind and rain entering through the joints, and each system's effectiveness varies depending on wind direction, speed, and the degree of exposure to rain. So you've got color considerations, texture types, and so on and so on. Now you've got access to this link, okay? And you guys will be looking, you'll open that up. There it is there. I've opened it, and you'll be able to open it up and have a look at it. The forum's already opened up. I've opened the forum up, and it's a question, and it asks, in this forum lists 6 older styles of cladding systems and 6 new styles of cladding systems. So I'm just going to quickly start having a look at a few of these. So Max has got here old, weatherboard, asbestos sheet, log cabin, brick, straw bale, corrugated iron. New, fibrous cement sheets, concrete, various steel products, plastic-based cladding, composite materials, glass. Excellent. Very happy with that answer. Lachlan, I'll have a look at yours. So old, we've got brick, asbestos cladding, weatherboards, timber cladding, bricks, metal profile cladding. New, we got Hebel, foam panel, composite material, corrugated iron, James Hardie cladding, plastic. Excellent. Okay, we've got our plastics and vinyls. That's excellent. I'm going to have a look at Martin's here. Old, stack stone, asbestos, timber weatherboards, aluminium weatherboards, block work. New, we've got linear board, the fibrous cement linear board. Yes, tongue and groove hardwood cladding, matrix panel, very good. Aluka bond, polystyrene rendered. That's another one that you're going to be learning about. And I actually got to use it last year, and I was really happy that I got to use it. Okay. Now, you'll be opening up a few, you can open up all these others, all right? Now, these other links will take you straight to some websites. So James Hardie, if we were to open this link up, it'll take us to, now James Hardie has been around for a long, long time, okay? Well, from when I started my career in the building industry, they've been supplying products for the industry for many, many years. And you can see that they've actually got a huge range of products, all right? So you've got your Axon cladding, your matrix cladding, your Stria cladding, Easy Lap panel, HardieTech systems, HardieFlex sheet. You've got your panel clad stucco sheet, which has been around, that profile's been around for a while. You got your accent trim, your Comtex panel and system. You'll see that a lot on the contemporary stuff. They'll be using it. EasyTex panel, Exotech for card panel and system. You've got your HardieDeck, your HardiePlank weatherboard, which we used last year again. You've got your linear weatherboard, you've got your Primeline weatherboard, and so on. So they're all profiles, old and new, mixed with different materials. They're starting to use different materials to fabricate them. Okay. Now, another website we've got here is the WeatherTex wall cladding. This is actually WeatherTex. Now, this is, I've got to admit, a product that I really like, and it's something that I'll probably be using in the future as well on my own place, because I've got an old asbestos sheet at home out here in Griffith, and eventually I'll be taking the old asbestos sheet off. I'm not 100% sure yet whether I'm going to just batten over the existing fibro and clad it with the new WeatherTex, or take the old fibro off, which is asbestos. Just look at one profile here. And here you go. We've got the classic, what they call the classic profile. Okay. You've got your different widths, your classic smooth, 200 millimeters wide, your classic smooth, 300, classic rusticated smooth, your classic rough sawn, classic, and the different widths. Okay. So there's a nice bit of information for you there. Okay. Then we get on to this. One of the boys brought this up before, the foam. Okay, now these guys, this Prestige Wall Systems, now they actually provide a product that's called Rendex as well. Here it is here, Rendex panel, which the Rendex, you can batten your wall frame or you can fix it directly to your wall. Okay. It's something we'll cover a little bit. We're going to cover more of, all right? They come in different thicknesses, 50, 75, and 100 millimeter wide. And they've got different, it comes in a M grade EPS, which is just an expandable foam, okay? Now, we'll be covering that a little bit more later. They've got polystyrene insulation sheets, and they've got actual external cladding systems as well. Okay. Now, as you can see there, they make sure that they're BCA compliant. All right. And they'll be working to Australian standards as well. Something that's interesting as well, and we're all being affected by it at the moment. A lot of the TAFE institutes have been closed down in these where these fires are raging at the moment. So, you know, these systems they're all being designed so they can be applied in bushfire zones and so on. And everything you guys learn in the BCA, the National Building Code, about your fire rating and so on. Once things like this, we start having events like we've got now, it starts ringing home how important it actually is that we're lucky we've got standards and construction codes that we can all adhere to. So we know, we know what kind of a standard to build to, all right? I'm going to open up. We've got some, James Hardie put out an installation guide. Same with the WeatherTex here. Same with the Prestige wall cladding. Just quickly open up all these. Now these are, I think they're brilliant. I love the way they give information out like this, and they supply you with these manuals. Okay. So this is the installation guide for the Sitcon or Axon cladding. You would have, if any of you are watching, some of those renovating shows, you'll notice that this kind of look they're using a lot of this material. Okay. If you flick through this, you'll see that there's all the information you need. It gives you a lot of good specifications for you, so you can install it and make sure you're installing it properly. There's an actual quiz that I'm going to open up in a minute, and you'll be using this manual, this user manual, to answer the quiz. Okay, that first quiz. So this is actually one of the questions here is actually on this table. All right. So you'll be flicking through this and using this user guide. Shows you, basically, if you got any maybe doubts on something, if you're installing it, you can always quickly refer back to this and you'll know that you're doing it, you're doing it properly, or you're doing it to their specifications at the minimum. Okay. So we've got our WeatherTech guide, installation guide as well. Like I said, now WeatherTech is a composite material. They use, it's got here, if we read through this, and this is why I do like it a lot. This is why I lean towards it. 100% Australian made and owned. WeatherTech weatherboards and architectural panels are manufactured from Australian hardwood timber. WeatherTech sources timber from sustainably managed forests and controlled sources, audited under the Australian Forestry Standard and certified by PEFC, the world's largest forest certification scheme. The unique manufacturing process at the WeatherTech factory facilitates of highly durable, reconstituted exterior grade cladding without the need for the hazardous chemical additives, crystalline silica, resins, binding agents, or formalides, which are present in alternate lightweight cladding products on the market. Not only does this allow for offcuts and waste to be recycled as mulch or fuel, but it is safe and easy for builders to cut and work with, without the need for specialty tools. Okay. Underpinned by our 25-year guarantee not to rot, split, or crack, WeatherTech proudly delivers natural, long-lasting timber products to customers in Australia and around the world with a better than zero carbon footprint. WeatherTech strives to provide quality products which enable creative and sustainable design for the future. So that's why I like to lean towards it, and probably because I'm a little old school as well. And it was one of the first I remember we used heaps of WeatherTech. All right. Easy to use, easy to cut. Don't need, special diamond tip blades and so on, or diamond blades. You don't have to put them on your drop saws, and they copper hiding. Your saws and tools copper hiding when you're using that other stuff. Okay. I don't mind the profiles you can get this in. So it's something that, yeah, like I said, I would lean towards this if I was using it. So that's another great source of knowledge for you guys. And I think it's brilliant that they're put up there for you. Okay. Now, this Prestige wall cladding polystyrene, I was really, really glad that I got to use it last year. We were doing a job where it was a swimming pool, and we did it was a pool house pump, like a pool room, pump room. Okay. So they had a real big, like, open room where they could, sit in and just sit down and party. It came off the swimming pool, and in there was a bathroom, carport, and little pump room for the pool pump and everything. And we ended up cladding the outside. So we were using 3-meter panels, 3-meter panels by 75 mil thick, 3 meters high, 900 wide by 75 thick, Hebel, which nearly killed me because each panel weighed just under 100 kilos. So we did all the walls, the lower walls with that. But this pool house pump house was a real contemporary design. It had a flat roof and it had a 900 fascia above the Hebel panel. And instead of using the Hebel, because it was so heavy, we ended up going for this Rendex, and I loved it. Okay, so the Rendex was 900 wide by the sheets, whatever width, and we ended up using that up to do the 900 wide fascia board. And I really, really, for me, I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. I'd do a whole house in it if I was ever building again. It'd be something that I would definitely consider building in. Okay, it's light. It's so easy to cut. It's so easy to fix on. We had battens. The screws go straight through the front into the batten. Okay, and so this is a system here. There's a joining compound that you use. It's an expandable foam. I just want to get, here are the fixings. I'm sure that some of you guys have come across it and used it as well. All right. I'll just check. I haven't got any of my. Yeah, sorry, but I've just opened my, I'm just looking at you guys, what you're writing in the chat box now, your remarks. I know, like, sheets of Hebel that were 4.2 meters long, double mesh, dense, so weighed around 140 kilo, needed 4 people to lug them around in the mud, sucked. Yeah, yeah. And I can feel for you because we were doing smaller panels than that, one sheet, one layer of mesh in it, and I couldn't wait for it to finish. I thought that was bad enough. Even cutting it sucked. So I don't know why everyone goes on about that Hebel. But anyway, all right. So that Prestige, the polystyrene stuff, is something that, like I said, I really enjoyed using it. Okay, I've got a quiz that I've just opened up. All right. It's not a hard quiz. I've gone through it and looked at it. It's only nine questions long, but what you'll do, what all those user guides and user manuals that we've opened up, you'll be able to use those to answer those questions with. All right. I'm going to keep going. I'll let you guys work on that quiz on your own. I don't want to hold you up too long tonight because we're near the end and I know there's a lot of stuff you guys want to continue on with. All right. So what we've got here, there's a little video here, YouTube video, and it just takes us through they're using the James Hardie and Bowen's Easy panel. Okay, so I'll get you just to watch this video. Once you've done watching it, I'm going to get you, there's a little activity here and you're going to use the video to answer the activity. All right. It says, for this activity, list the planning process for the Easy Lap cladding installation to enable smooth operation for this project. You've just got to go, what we want is between 10, no fewer than 10 and no more than 20 activities. If you come up them with more, that's great. But anything between those two, we'd be happy if you can put down and list 20 activities between 10 and 20, we'll be very, very happy. Don't waste too much time on it either, just 5 to 10 minutes, okay? So play that video, and once it's done, I'll get back to you. All right, everyone done there? So I'll get you to work on that I'll get you to work on that exercise and hand it in your own time as well. We'll keep moving on with the lesson here. All right. Now, guys, open up your National Building Code, okay? Open up your NCC2, NCA2, your National Building Code of Australia. And I want you to go, if you guys head to part 3.5 of your National Building Code, all right, it'll cover roof and wall cladding, all right? Now, the reason why I want you to open up that your code and referred to that part of the code that I've got open there is because your quiz that I'm going to open up for you right now, okay, you'll need to refer to that National Building Code, that part of the code, okay, to answer your questions for that quiz, okay? Now the second quiz is there's only 5 questions in it, okay? And it won't take you long at all. I've gone through it, and like, just remember the way the way Adrian has taught you guys on how to search for stuff. So just put in Control F and you'll be able to type something in there, type in whatever you're looking for, and it'll take you to, specifics. All right. But if that doesn't work, okay, you'll go from part 3.5 to part 3.5.5. Will cover all your timber part, all your roof and wall cladding. 3.5 covers roof cladding, gutters and downpipes and wall cladding. 3.5.1 covers sheet roofing. 3.5.2 covers your roof tiles and shingles. 3.5.3 covers gutters and downpipes. 3.5.4 covers timber and composite wall cladding. 3.5.5 will cover your metal wall cladding. All right. So you'll be able to open all that up and you'll be able to find your answers for those questions in your quiz. Okay. Now there's another document that is really it's actually excellent. Okay. And I'm really it's something that when you do go out on your own, unfortunately, guys, you're going to run into clients that are going to pick the eyes out of potatoes, okay? Especially if money starts running tight. I don't want to be negative, and I'm just trying to, like I've told you before, I admire you guys so much. Number one, that you're in the industry and you're one of us and you're doing the trade. And number two, because it's something, I love our industry. I love my trade. And it's something that I want you to be really aware of. All right. Here's the document here. I'll open it up for you. There's an actual standards and guides and tolerances. Now there's ones in New South Wales, there's ones in Victoria, but they're pretty much the same, okay? The guide to standards and tolerances, the guide has been developed for use by builders and building owners as a convenient reference for acceptable standards of workmanship in domestic building construction. It is intended to address areas that are not prescribed under legislation or under a domestic building contract. All right. So now if we open this document, just go to it because there's a lot of interesting stuff, okay? This is what it looks like here. And I love the fact that you're actually going to be aware of it now, all right? You're going to you're going to know this, you're going to learn about it, and you'll be able to use it, okay? Especially if some people, or you're in a situation where I guess, there's a discrepancy or something and you need to know where you actually stand. All right. There's a great little, all right. Now it gives you examples of horizontal tolerances, measurement of deviation from a horizontal level, measurement of a bow, horizontal flatness, okay? tolerances on measure how far a wall can be out of plumb. What kind of bows or bumps are you allowed to get away with? How close can you be? You can't, if someone walks up to a wall and stands, 6 inches away from it, staring at a crack, or I don't know, a hair that got caught in the paint or something like that, this is what it's telling you from normal viewing positions and stuff like that. All right. So it goes through and it gives you, a set of tolerances, the standards, what we use, or what if it ended up anywhere, like if you had to take, if you needed something to, take with you to sort of say, I've done it within the standard, okay, and the tolerance, you'll have it. All right. So that's another great bit of material that I was really happy to see. Now we've got a little quiz on that as well. So this quiz, that third quiz there, you'll be using that guide to answer it, okay? And it's only 9 questions long, all right? You've only got 9 questions in that quiz. I've gone through it and it's pretty, it's you won't have any troubles answering or finding the answers in all the material you've been given, all right? Now you've got I'll open this next one up for you as well. So you've got another little exercise to do. Oh, this is the actual, this is an actual website, okay? And you can use it to answer, will help you with the actual exercise you're going to be doing, all right? So this is, what kind of design options you can use with cladding in relation to, how much energy, your basics, and so on, how to achieve a high star rating, design options, okay, and construction materials here. When they talk about thermal mass, so thermal mass is the actual, like a masonry wall, a brick wall, or a concrete slab has high thermal mass, meaning it'll retain heat and cold because its thermal mass is high, all right? Okay, so wherever there's a underlined or something like this, is once you click on it, you'll be able to open it up and it'll take you into a, what kind of materials you can use, all right? Now, a lot of you would have seen as well, we've got, there's a lot of people now using this stone. You can get that modular stone that looks like something like this, okay, and it's laid in blocks. It comes in blocks and it gets laid. You glue it against some fibrous cement or blue board. That's another form of cladding in itself. This is actually random sandstone or block laid, okay. All right, so that's a great little website as well, and you can use it. Now, this is the one I'm going to open up for you. This is another exercise that you guys will be working on. And your home cladding systems. Tell us about the type of cladding system being used. What is the R value for the walls? Okay, we've got a little link there to where you can go and find some information on R values. And do you have an alternative option that can be used? Tell us in the forum and briefly describe its advantages. Okay, so I know what I'd be doing. I know what I'd be going for. I sort of I'll let you guys know how much I love that panel, that foam panel. Okay, that's something that I'd be seriously considering using in the future. All right. So guys, you've got your 3 quizzes to do tonight. Okay, and you've got a couple of exercises to do as well. All right. On cladding. Don't forget, make sure you guys go in and and fill out the student summary for the on-site supervision unit. Brett's opened it up. Okay, so you should be able to get in there and finish that. He's opened up that unit, that student summary for you, so you can finish it. All right. I'll be here online. I'll be standing here. If there's any questions on the quizzes, let me know. Okay, and I'll try and give you a hand as best I can. Okay,